Program Director Jeff Terrell here at Fenton Fitness and Athletic Center, and today we're going to go over some of our favorite lower body warm-ups and some common mistakes we see and the ways to correct those. All right, so the first one we're going to go over is going to be our 90-90 stretch. So on this stretch, we set up 90 degrees at the knee and ankle, all right, and we're getting as much hip flexion as we can, and then the back leg's going to be roughly at 90 degrees, knee and ankle as well. From there, we're going to stay nice and tall through our chest. We're trying to stretch the outside of our glute and our hip on the left side of this front side leg. We're going to keep the chest tall, and we're going to come forward until we feel that stretch. One of the common areas we see people do with this is they'll sort of round over and crunch down towards the floor. So again, to get more out of that stretch, and I'll turn sort of sideways so we can see a little bit better. So a nice and tall posture through the chest. We're going to bring that chest diagonally between the knee and the ankle and bring it toward across the room. And then we can lower it, but as long as we're going forward, so we don't want to round down here. All right, so that's the first one, good way to fix it. The second one is going to be an adductor rock, so we're targeting our inner thigh with that stretch. So we're going to start on all fours, all right? From that position, we're going to simply take one leg, reach as wide to our side as we can, keep our foot flat, and then we're going to softly rock our hips back and forth, trying to get a little bit deeper to that stretch each time as we do that. So some common things we'll see people do on that is when they set up, they'll already be back on their heels, and then they'll kick over from there, and then there's nowhere to rock. I hit my own leg, I don't have any range of motion, so I can't get a good stretch. So again, when I set up, my knees are directly under my hip, and then I kick out so I have tons of room to go back, instead of starting here, and then I go to rock back and I've got no room anywhere to go. The second thing we'll see people do on that is they'll kick that leg out, but then they'll keep up on the side of their foot and they'll actually rock back onto their heel. And when we do that, we're targeting our hamstrings. And there's a lot of other great stretches we can do for our hamstring. So we're really trying to get into that adductor magnus and some of those other internal thigh muscles when we're doing that stretch. Last one is going to be our world's greatest stretch. So we cover a lot of things in this one, which is why it's called world's greatest stretch. So our starting position, we're in a push-up position. We're going to bring our foot as close to our hand as we can get it. From there, we drop our elbow down towards the floor and bring our chest with it. Take that same arm, we're going to reach back to the ceiling. And then we're going to come back. We'll lift up, straighten the hip, leg, lift the hips, try to get into that hamstring. And then repeat back. So some of the common issues we'll see on this one is when people bring that leg up and they go to reach back, they'll dump this inside hip and they'll sort of rotate it under, so you can sort of see my hips dropping. Do the same from the front view here. So they'll come down, they'll reach back, and that hip will dump under. When we do that, we don't get as much thoracic rotation. We also don't get as much stretch on that backside leg and the hip flexors. So we want to make sure those hips stay nice and straight and flat, almost like you've got a cup on the back of your lower back. Reach back, but keep those hips square, and then back down. Try those corrections, try those stretches out, see if you're making any of those mistakes. Try the corrections out and see if you feel the difference.